Yeah, this is an east side neighborhood of what real estate people call starter homes. Newer houses, not fixer-uppers, nice and pretty affordable too. At least they used to be pretty affordable, but not so much anymore. Not if you're on a budget, and especially not when you have to compete with Wall Street.
I don't want no apartment, I don't want no townhouse, I don't want no condo.
Natalie Hale was a first-time home buyer herself 4 years ago, but the single-family home she bought here then would be way out of her price range now.
Well, this one, yeah, it says $270,000. And the price has gone so far up, I was shocked. I mean, the price, I said, are you kidding me?
Her neighborhood is Wallace Creek off Harris Boulevard, where the streets are quiet and crime-free, not like they used to be.
Squatters, drug addicts, guns being shot through people's house. They got them out. It's quiet. No more stealing. The riffraff is gone. I really mean that.
Now, first-time home buyers are attracted to the patios and the picket fences they find here. But driving up and down these streets, what they won't find here is many for sale signs, because investment firms are getting to Wallace Creek first, offering more before they're even on the market, and turning these starter homes into rental homes.
Dear Natalie, I'm interested in buying your house. I can pay you cash for your house as is.
Mrs. Hale says the letters come in her mail every week, sometimes every day.
There's no obligation, so call me if you're interested in a no-hassle cash sale. So one day I decided to call them and ask them, why do you want to buy my house? They don't answer that question.
No, the all-cash offers don't offer many details, and apparently she's not the only owner on those investment company mailing lists either, because in her neighborhood, Mrs. Hale says everybody gets those letters.
I've been talking to them on there. We get them all the time, especially for the ones who've been living here 17 and 18 years. Them people ain't going nowhere. Yeah. They're established, and the hard times as it is now, they ain't got nowhere to go.
Do they feel pressure to sell from these callers, these mailers?
No, they just getting tired of it. I just want to know why. You know, I said, I might be willing to sell, but I just want to know why you want it so bad.
It's not too high income, not too low income, and it's kind of right in the sweet spot for what these Wall Street-backed rental companies like to purchase, and it's right in that sort of first-time home buyer zone.
Eli Portillo is an assistant director with the UNC Charlotte Urban Institute. They did the research, showing Wall Street owns a third or more of the homes on these streets, and more than 11,000 homes countywide, once for sale, now for rent instead.
Where does that leave those buyers that used to come into a neighborhood like this shopping for homes?
Well, it leaves more of them renting.
Yep, for investment companies, the same shortage they're creating in for-sale starter homes also creates a bigger market for their rental homes. For them, it's a win-win. And the losers are those first-time home buyers, getting priced out by the shortage.
These are folks that would like to buy a house, but they can't.
So we're in a really competitive real estate market. You know, the average price for a home in the Charlotte region has crossed $400,000. It's even higher in the city of Charlotte proper. And where we're seeing the biggest crunch is on the lower end of that inventory.
Dedicate this home.
At this Habitat home project in Mooresville, these are new homes in an old mill village. Not single-family homes, but 10 townhomes on 3 single-family lots, because higher prices are causing a crisis for providers of affordable starter homes too.
Since COVID, we are now dealing with not only increased land prices, but increased cost for construction. We have even more families that are in need and that are waiting for safe, secure, affordable homes.
Okay, home sweet home.
Amber Stinson shows off her new home.
Got our kitchen area right here. There will be a stove, a refrigerator, a dishwasher.
It's not quite finished yet, still dust on the floors, plastic on the doors, but so much more than she and her son had before.
So this is like everything. This is more than enough space for the both of us, and it's great.
Thank you. Being able to build more homes really is what we need to do. There's no lack of people that need affordable housing, and there's no lack of people that need affordable home ownership.
We ask that you would now transform these buildings into homes, in the people that will build lives within these walls. Fill them with your love.
By the way, buying a house, not just buying a place to live, it's also a way to build wealth. Buying a house is an investment, and that's something else we talked about with Eli earlier. If you're a first-time home buyer and you can't buy a house because homes are too scarce or too expensive, well, then there is no investment. And that's when that gap between the haves and the have-nots, that's when it gets even wider. Amy?
We hope you enjoyed the story. If you don't want to miss any more great stories about the Charlotte region, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.